Okay guys, here's where I've got done since I've got back from North Carolina. Uh, Started this Friday. This was the first one. You can see again there's been a problem with air getting in the voids here in the mold. But other than that, this wasn't degassed separately. It was degassed after it was mixed. For probably 5 or 6 minutes it was still bubbling. A lot more air bubbles in this one than the others. I changed the method. Went to degassing the part B first. That is the amber color. It's thinner. You're supposed to shake it. It gets a lot of air bubbles in it when you do. When I poured it, I noticed that in the first one, but I still mixed it and did it, and it has a lot more bubbles. This a lot more bubble free, and moving the mold around, I was able to get the majority of the air out that was around here. There's still, some places, but overall, good. Number 3, about the same. Slightly better actually. A little less air in there, and it's still very nice. I don't know about the little surface bubble air that's coming up in there, but it's what it is. There's a few in there as well. And this was number 4. Same thing. You can see, I hope, around the top there, the little bubbles, and around the lip it's looking pretty good. Oh, in the base, I'll show you that. All these were degassed separately, or before they were mixed. And number 5, and it's got a little bit too. Okay, but now I've decided that I can't do these one by one. That's just way too long. I started these Friday. This is still warm where it just came out of the oven. This is where I didn't have enough material. I knew I wouldn't. I only had about like 2 ounces, or 4 ounces, about 2 ounces of each left. I didn't even worry about this. I'd gotten that out by rolling these others by rolling the mold around in my hand a little bit after, when it's about half full. I guess to the level up to here or higher, actually, probably. I would stop pouring. This was just the last I used up. I degassed both materials on this one at the same time in the vacuum chamber, but before they were mixed. Then I poured the B part into the A part and mixed it and regassed it again for 15 minutes. For 15 minutes the two were not mixed, they were in there. Then I mixed them and put it in for 15 minutes. And this really come out, well, you can see some, but these are the ones that are rising up here to the top. This is a bad example, the worst example. You can see the bubbles. They would have risen to the top and been more like these are. You can see them, but down in here they're already gone. They've risen up. The stuff just sits too long for it to have to climb that high. I believe is the reason. It starts gelling and then they're stuck. They're not going to come out anymore. If it had a little bit more work time, it may reduce a lot of these. I imagine it would. Like I say, if it didn't gel for another 10 minutes, these probably would all worked out, more than likely, because you shine a light through them and you see very few that are actually in the material. It's only when it starts getting up here at the top. Except, like these are from the mold. Okay, now I've decided that since I can't really do these efficiently one by one, I'm going to build 2 boxes. I'm going to use 4 of these, the best ones. I'll fill in these spots and I'll fix this with clay to, so that a new mold won't have any of these indentions in them. There's also was 2 little indentions inside here that were from the old mold, which still works. It just takes too long. But I'll probably remove them. I mean, they don't affect anything. Actually, they kind of sit down nice, about bump up to the mount itself. So I may just leave them for the heck of it. But it would make the mold, getting the mold out easier. So probably remove them actually be best. But what I'm going to do is build a 4-piece mold. It'll pour 4 of them at one time. And I'll fix all these, get all that. That's, where the 2-part mold, where they come together, seepage between the 2 pieces. So I'll get all that mess off of them. Maybe sand them slightly, a little bit to smooth them all up. Because since the way I'll pour them is, well, there'll be a flat base, be a 2-part mold, but the top part will be from this level down here at the bottom of these up, and then the second piece will be the bottom, which will have the plug in them. So when you put the mold together, I'll pour it this way, and pour 4 of them, and it'll all flow in there. But around here, I plan on maybe making just a little lip that comes around. Do that with some clay. They can be cut off once they're out. It won't be much, just enough to where air bubbles that seem to want to go to these edges will have a place to go. And then after should there be any in it, that should eliminate these. And put a couple of spouts in it too as well, for any other air to maybe escape. I could probably maybe do that up here some. Put 1 or 2 or 3, maybe 4 little spouts. It'll take a little bit more material, not much, but it may allow some of those air bubbles to get out, so that they're not still trapped up here when the stuff starts gelling. Because I think the material is great. I mean, this stuff really is, it's durable. It has some flex, you can see. I mean, I can make that move, but I mean, I can't tell it's changed one bit in the car right now. It's 2,000 miles on it, but I think this thing's gonna go 200,000. I mean, really, how the original ones would do. But I don't really know how long they would last, because I really only had about 1 good set, and I don't even remember where they came out of. They weren't great, but yeah, I think these will last a long time. This material, this is pretty good stuff here. So anyway, that's where I'm at. So now my next project is to get me 1 to start with, but I definitely want to build 2 4-piece boxes, and do 8 when I do them, but it'll be like a couple hours between them. I'll do 4, and there'll be a couple hours later do the others, or at least an hour or something, because there needs to be some time in between, really. I don't want to be trying to do them all at one time, and it'd be 2 different pours of 32 ounces roughly, but is what it'll take to do the 4. So I got to get cracking on that, get some silicone. I'm going to use the same silicone. I like that. It's pretty good stuff. It's platinum cure, so this works great in it. Really don't even need to use a mold release. Don't stick to it at all. Pop it right out. It's very durable. It's firm silicone. So these big heavier parts here, will work real good in it. Plus they don't have any kind of weird shapes much to get them out. The other one was when it was 2-piece, but this is going to be a lot simpler, because it's just going to be, these will be down in one part of the mold all the way up to here, be filled, and then the top, which I have to make pretty thick because of the plugs and the empty space here, so it doesn't sink down any. I want it flat, Of course, I'll probably they'll pour like this, but still, I want to, for the plug, be good thick material around it, so that when I go pull the plugs out, they're not going to tear loose from the silicone. So I have to build the top up pretty thick, which will actually be the bottom when it's poured, but if that makes sense. Okay, guys, that's where I'm at. But anyway, I'll keep you in touch with what's going on with the ones that are in the car. I said I'm not going to put these in any right now. I'm going to use them for plugs for my new mold. Later.